Stormpoint has been out for a week now, and man, is there a lot to learn. Between gravity cannons, aggressive prowlers, and a new meta, the map can feel pretty overwhelming. What's up guys, it's Valued, and today I've got you covered with everything that you need to know about Stormpoint. From spots to avoid to the spots you need to know about, this video will have you ready to take over your games. So, as I'm sure we've all noticed, there are some pretty serious high ground and elevation changes in this map. Not only do you have a bunch of tall buildings in certain areas like Barometer and Antenna, but you also have a crazy amount of elevation change across the entire map. This can make navigating areas of the map a bit troublesome as you get to know your way around. A simple trick that you can use here is to know that the northeast quadrant of the map tends to have the highest elevation, with the map gradually lowering in height as you make your way down the southwest parts of the map. A different way of saying this would be the top right corner of the map is the highest elevation, and it gradually lowers as you head towards the bottom left side of the map. This is important to know because this heavily affects how you go about navigating the map. If you land up in these northeast POIs and path out their areas, you'll almost always be coming from higher ground, making rotations feel much safer. This can also put you in a much better position to take fights if a team tries to gank you or you come across an opportunity for a third party. On the flip side, if you land at a POI outside of this region and path towards this section of the map, just know that you're going to be rotating into the high ground. This could put you in some potentially dangerous situations which often require the use of zip lines and grav cannons. We'll talk more soon about how these rotations into this area can be tough, but also avoidable. So, speaking of gravity cannons, they can really help you navigate the map more quickly. These bad boys will launch you way faster than you just hiking it across the map on foot. And learning where these are located and the potential rotations they open up for you can really help you rotate more quickly. Just keep in mind, these bad boys can also be your biggest enemy if you're not careful. Not only do they make a ton of noise to attract any nearby squads, but if there is an enemy team at the location you're launching into, or just straight up camping the cannon, you can launch right into your death. Many cannons are scoutable before you commit to the launch, but oftentimes this isn't the case. This is another reason that the higher area of the map to the northeast that we just touched on is so strong. If you're rotating out of that area, you have the height to clearly see the landing spot on the other side of the cannon. But if you're climbing your way into this area, you'll often not be able to see if there's potential danger at all. And this same sentiment stands for many of the cannons towards the center of the map. Many of these lines of sight are blocked by trees or landscape, and they're centrally located to allow for a lot of potential squads to hear or see you launching. It's usually best to avoid using the grav cannons that are in the center of the map, without being confident that there isn't another team waiting for you at the end of your launch. And speaking of launch, guys, how has the launch of your season gone? If you're having trouble adapting to the new map, or you're looking to take your game to the next level for the new season, then make sure to check out ProGuides.com. There, you can gain access to some of the best players in the world ready to show you how to overcome your biggest weaknesses. Make sure to check it out in the description below. So, another major aspect of Stormpoint that should not be overlooked are the monster camps on the map. The Prowler and Spider camps can offer great opportunities for loot and can help getting your Evo charge. The smart loot off these enemies, especially the Prowlers, can give you some solid drops to help round out your loadout. It's best to do these camps when you have the weapons you're looking to run for a bit, as this will make sure you're getting loot that's valuable to you. So if you get a drop with decent loot and you know there's not an enemy team nearby, clear out those nearby camps for some quick early power. And they're not only good at the start of the game, but they can be valuable throughout the entire match to finish off the evolution of your Evo, or round out those last couple attachments, or even top off your ammo or meds. Not to mention that Prowler camps will have a random death box in them that has a chance to contain purple rarity items, including Evo shields. The northern areas of the map tend to have a lot more wildlife, which makes these drops much more suitable for players looking to farm camps actively in a game. They offer a nice change of pace compared to instantly pushing an enemy team, and they can really smooth out your game as you move across the map. Alright, so now that we got some map stuff out of the way, let's go into some more specific landing spots that you should look to use or avoid. And first, we're going to talk about the few that you should try to avoid at all costs. These include Barometer, Antenna, and Cascade Falls. These are locations that, while they have good loot, involve a ton of risk. Barometer and Antenna are both very open, large POIs with a lot of height to them. Now, they do have some stellar loot, and they're centrally located on the map to allow for some quick rotations to other areas. But that being said, there's also very hot drops here due to the good loot and the fact that they're usually pretty close to any dropship. Not to mention that they're incredibly easy to rotate to for the same reasons that it's easy to rotate from them. With man cannons and tridents, it's so easy to get to these areas quickly from all the locations around them. And even if you manage to win out the first couple of fights for the POI, there's surely going to be more squads on the way. Many of these same concerns apply to Cascade Falls. It's a pretty hot drop, and it has a ton of nearby POIs that can rotate to it, with spots like Command Center, the Wall, and Checkpoint being just a quick sprint away. This is a great location on the map and can be the target of many of your rotations or third parties, but take it from me, it tends to be better not to start off your game here. Each of these locations mentioned can be a great time if you're looking for some cool POIs to hot drop and fight. But if you're looking to win more games and set yourself up for a successful mid and late game, then check out these next 3 POIs. The first spot that I've got to recommend is Stormcatcher. This POI has some great loot and access to a ton of monster camps. It's also located in the northeast section of the map, allowing for some smoother rotations once you're ready to move. My favorite way to play this drop is to loot up, then instantly go to the Prowler camp to the southwest and the Spiders to the east. Between Stormcatcher's loot and the camps, your squad will have a solid loadout and some good progress on your shields. From here, you can either rotate north for a safer route that's going into the mountains, or you can go south towards Launchpad for more camps and quick access to some other southern POIs. Either way you go, this area of the map has a lot of grav cannons to help you get across the map quickly. If you've ever landed here, it's actually pretty insane how fast you can make it across this eastern part of the map with the cannons. You gotta be careful about it, but if the zone is on your tail and you need to cover some ground fast, the cannons have you covered. Keep in mind, the encampments outside of the main locations all around the map have some solid loot as well. This drop has a lot of these camps scattered around to the east, so make sure you do not sleep on them if you decide to land here. So the next drop spot that I've got for you guys is CENOTE Cave. This POI has some great loot, and it's pretty segmented from the rest of the map, making it safe from fast rotations from any enemies. You might need to win out versus one other team, but there's plenty of loot to go around. So if you can manage to take control of this location, you could be well situated for the next step of your match. And if you're looking to get involved in some fights, rotating to Barometer has got you covered. And if you want a safer route, you can always head north to the mill and some other monster camp options. This tends to be one of the safer starts for the southern side of the map, with there being a lot less grav can options. So if you're looking to play these lower locations, then give this start a try, and I'm sure your games are going to start feeling a lot less hectic. And for our last drop location, we've got the Wall. This spot can be a little hot, but if you're looking for a bit of a more contested drop with a big payoff, then this is your go-to option. Here, there is a ton of loot, and it's really well located for a variety of reasons. You can rotate west through the Wall towards Northpad or north to the extra camps for some more loot. And if you're looking for some more action, then you can always hit the cannon towards a high point for a long rotation around the north side of the map. Or if you're feeling really spicy, you can take an even more aggressive rotation by heading towards Command Center or Cascade Falls to the south. Now, I'd recommend being careful rotating to Command Center because this spot is super hot, and it's easy to rotate to from a lot of areas on the map. If you see your drop's going to be contested by other squads, then make sure you prioritize landing at one of the 4 buildings here. Each building has enough loot between it and the pills near it to get your squad ready to defend themselves, and it should allow you to stabilize and make good decisions as a squad. These buildings are a bit more spread out than they appear on the map, so don't drop solo to one and get singled out by a whole enemy squad. Alrighty guys, hopefully you're feeling a bit more confident on Stormpoint after this advanced overlook. Listen, we've all grav cannoned onto a waiting enemy squad or got third-partied by a pack of prowlers. But if you apply the concepts that we talked about today, I know you'll get off to a better start to your games and overall feel much more confident on Stormpoint in general. Now, if you guys are feeling up to it, let me know in the comments if you have a secret OP landing spot that you've been loving so far this season, and make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Anyway guys, that's gonna do it. As always, it's been your boy Valued, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.